afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off it is an exciting 1 vs 1 on Arnhem checkpoint. Between the north, you got here Caesar, fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role of the 2nd SS Panzerdivision Das Reich. Versus in the south, you got Proxy Fox, most Proxy of Foxes, fighting here for the United States of America, taking on the role of the 5th Armored Division. We got Breakthrough, Scavenge, and Spec Ops here for Caesar with double infantry like this Infanteriegeschütz versus Proxy Fox's armor, mechanized, and heavy cavalry with a double rifle start there for him. Volksgrenadiers into Kugelwagen for Caesar, and his Sturmpioneers aggressively advancing towards us into their Sturmgewehrs ready to take apart any Yankees they see. And there go charging straight to the Rearstons. The Rearstons find themselves quite severely outgunned. Both players are aiming for the control of the centre. Proxy Fox probably the one more ambitious there, since the Rearstons aren't exactly very good at actually fighting out like that. They are rear echelon troops, not front echelon troops. And the result is unsurprisingly brief, brutal, and German. As the Rearstons there quickly lose several squad members that will ultimately force them to fall back there, since they can't really stand up against hardened Sturmpioniere with Sturmgewehrs with a tiny M1 carbines. We got wrapping up this, probably trying to buy time to deny the church to Caesar. Meanwhile, got wrapping up the eastern side of territory there. Generally, you'd sort of leave a wrap and sort of push up, then use the reason to grab Ted, but for some reason, again, Proxy Fox, again, very ambitiously pushed ahead with the reactions for the control of the centre, and obviously got very disappointed. Sturmpioniers are trying to flank the rifle, but the Kuban keeps them out there in the open as well. And there we go, a bit of pressuring here. Rios being moved westwards to grab points there. Again, I feel a bit ambitious, so got the Korf Pons about to lose as well here. Caesar so far enjoying himself a very strong opening there versus Proxy Fox. That is certainly the Oberkommando West. Of course, the trick for them is actually then holding on to the ground gained, as long as the opponent, handles things rather intelligently, doesn't just throw away men. They can very quickly turn that initial advantage away from the Oberkommando West. And of course, the trick is the Oberkommando West, while good at gaining early advantages, aren't necessarily very good at consolidating them due to a lack of, well, serious field defenses or, well, caches. So in many cases, most of the options just basically boil down to rushing out of looks if they actually have an advantage. If they can't rush it out, they're, in a lot more trouble, have to sort of try and rush out a Panzer IV instead. As for Proxy Fox, now I think they're going to go on the base. We've got more rough and around. You can see he's pushing very hard for the centre. Now, that is something you have to be careful about there. But you don't want the Oberkommando to gain too much fuel, since that obviously makes the whole rush for looks plan a lot more successful. You got mines being laid down here right beneath the doormat, I imagine. Be sure to mix that have the welcome mat say actually welcome on it. Otherwise the Americans won't step on it. I don't know why. Just, make sure it says welcome, not willkommen. Folks, they need to be a bit careful. More rifling around there for Proxy Fox. Who's getting up there for some infantry fighting on the heavy end of the scale. Again, as a bit of a recent episode, you don't see it very often. They go heavily on the rifling, but there seems to be some players actually sort of go for it. And again, it can be quite efficient if sort of handled well by the American player, because it is a lot of firepower, a lot of aggression. It can be difficult to deal with. In this case, wipes out the Sturmpioneers, leaving Caesar with only Volksgrenadiers and the Kugelwagen, though he has still got sort of a resource lead there in a sense, but he's going to have to bring out an MD-34 too soon to sort of try and stem the flow here of olive green from Proxy Fox and the 5th Armored Division here. Folks, they're fighting desperately from inside the restaurant. Well, except for Ludwig, who's found the wine collection for the restaurant. My God, Ludwig, get over here. You don't have time to go for the wine, you idiot. Pushing up the eastern side of the rifleman. Jason's on the way. Any take up there? Not likely yet. He could go for the lieutenant, but considering the old situation, I imagine here that Proxy Fox thinking he wants the captain to push into a steward, because he's anticipating that Caesar will be going for the looks. And so far, looking at the resource count, that's certainly not a bad assumption. So that is overall the plan there for Proxy Fox. Cutting off territory here and there, going back some. Overall, one photo squad holding up a lot of rifles along is actually pretty good there for Caesar. Gives him more time to bring up other forces. And there go flanking here. Proxy Fox's men in the centre there. Carnot TKs outmaneuvering there. Proxy Fox and the 5th Armoured. And these got Rearson pushing up. They almost got the fuel point. And there you go. Ambulance out for Proxy Fox first. No captain. But we can see up there, northwards, the icon there of the mechanized regiment. with some armor on the way there. Well, not armor obviously on the way, but that's going to be a Lux anytime soon. He just needs a few more minutes. He can begin calling in the Panzer II, Aufklärungspanzer. Down here, reinforcement healing going on. Proxy Fox can go for the captain now. Should he so decide it, should he so fancy it. Yes, they're dealing with the Kugelwagen not close, but it is pretty close there, and likely the Rearsen's only going to make it out of there, I think. Push for the centre, Proxy Fox, there you go, captain on the way. Saw a 200 manpower drop, and more importantly a 60 fuel drop, which obviously means the captain there. And we can confirm here, yes indeed. El Capitan on the way for Proxy Fox, but they were still struggling here. Lost re-echelons, they could not defeat the Kugelwagen set, but cut down on a retreat here by the Volksgrenadiers. No mercy whatsoever. So quickly securing there the centre of the village. Could lay down sandbags. It's sadly not Bart Wise, and he doesn't have the ability for that. But there goes sandbags here to defend. Then we got Raffen flanking the Volksgrenadiers, catching the negative cover as they are building cover. Getting off some good hits. He could actually easily, I think, charge at me, so trying to fight at mid-range, then set the line to get into the heavy cover there, which quickly changed the engagement against Proxy Fox. There you go, big push from Proxy Fox. Captain slowly arriving there for Proxy Fox and the 5th Armoured Division. More sandbags building down here in the centre. And Sturmpioniere for Caesar. Interesting. He could actually gone for the looks there, but he's not immediately going for it here versus Proxy Fox. Favouring the Sturmpioniere first, possibly to repair the Kugelwagen and other measures. Oh, he counters and then goes for the looks anyways. And almost loses the Kugelwagen there, but he does escape here the wrath of the US Army. Though he's about to get the fuel point away from Proxy Fox once more. Proxy Fox again. Very rough start. Overall, too much focus in the centre, not enough on the resources, whereas Caesar there prioritised the fuel and then struck for the centre. Overall, gaining himself much better map control and overall better control of the battlefield. There you go, the captain of a formidable combat unit right there, the Thompson, sweeping any crouch that stand in his way. For he is the captain. Oh, Kugelwagen with a sliver of health actually secured something at the front line. Single shot from an M1 carbine, blowing it up, getting one re-echelon soldier. Quite his confidence boost. Look at that! I took it out with a single shot from my rifle. I'll be telling this one to the grandkids, and your grandkids will tell you to shut up, Carl. So shut up, Carl. Shut up. And to take away there for Proxy Fox, he's obviously not fooling himself about the chance of getting out of Stoop before the Lux hits. And mostly can sort of stall it with an anti-tank rifle grenade. And there we go. Damage to the end of the Lux, which gives him more time. But as you notice, he's actually going for every single cut-off point. You know, first trying to deny Caesar as much resource as he can while he then secures the rest of the map. Overall, I think that's a very sensible approach there by Proxy Fox. He waits for his M1 anti-tank gun. Doctrine, he could consider, you know, heavy cavalry to just begin laying down mines with his rifleman. That would be a half-bet choice either. He could, for example, then mine the sandbags there by the central victory point in the town square. But there you go, M1 anti-tank gun out for Proxy Fox. Full to the advancing men of the 2nd SS Panzerdivision Das Reich. Grabbing the western fuel point. Over there, Proxy Fox were able to quickly turn the situation around there thanks to all the riflemen. The only way they could have done this better if you know laid down mines or anything like that to stall up any advance there from Caesar. But there you go. Strike on the fuel pump renders neutral there against Caesar. Proxy Fox also soon able to go for the Stuart, the M5A1. Sandbags up there by the way. Assault labs going out there to Caesar's troops. Sturmgewehre. Got Lux there pursuing the rifleman here. And a tank gun being shifted towards it. With more German infantry attacking undercover with the Lux autocannon. And there you go. Nice flank by the house there, compromising Proxy Fox position there. And as all this is happening, a quick strike at the cut-off point by Caesar Sturmpioniere. Caesar there maintaining good grasp of the map against Proxy Fox. Looking to try and maneuver and keep him on the defensive. Though Proxy Fox there is soon able to get out the Stuart light tank, at which point he can put some severe pressure on the Lux and also threaten Caesar's infantry. That's going to get nasty. Proxy Fox though continues to flow a bit of munitions here. Weapon rack should also be a very good investment if he's not placing a lot of mines very quickly. Wire heavy cavalry. If you could go for armor company and begin laying down mines for the assault engineers, that is a lot rarer. So we got fighting out across a lot of the terrain here. Mines being laid down to hold up against the point there. I don't think the mines have been set up. And there you go, Captain spotted. Anti-tank and trying to set up. Trying to catch the Looks, but in this case, actually too close there. And that quickly allows the Looks to just drive around in circles here. Captain not getting in bazooka. Proxy Fox, I think, intends here, if possible, to get them double BAR'd up. That, of course, makes it even easier here for the Looks to move out freely, since he doesn't have to worry about any bazookas from the Captain. And that certainly is increasingly the thing there. Most American players now do not go for the bazooka on the Captain. Of course, you don't have to. You shouldn't just always do it, but there are certainly times where it might be a half bad idea. Caesar following up there with an MD-34. Stewart rolling ahead here, trying to find the Looks, but the Looks is already zipping away to another half of the map there. Panzerfaust and the Stewart Academy from nearby. Proxy Fox there, perhaps getting overconfident. The Stewart might now get punished here by Caesar and the German army instead. Looking still pretty rough here for Proxy Fox. Got Looks dealing with rifling up close. Autocannon sharing through their olive green uniforms. And there you go, full combination. The Feldgrau beat a very hasty retreat. Stewart being fixed up. Got the Looks there hammering away. Auto cannon, cracks machine gun. Raffner keeps cover, very easy target. There you go, does get off an anti-tank Raffner against the Looks. In this case, Proxy Fox does lack the ability, I think, to hunt it down. Of course, we got mines up there, very good by Proxy Fox, not underestimating Caesar's ability to lay down mines, very good. Almost got the Looks there. Stewart needs to get in there though, very quickly, take it out. And we can see that he's moving over the cannon towards the Looks because he's anticipating it, but instead got taken out here by another anti-tank Raffinator. Was there something else going on there? Bit hard to say. Oh, he's got bazookas up there, reactions from them into an anti-tank team as well. In this case, further obfuscating it by having a minesweeper icon on them. And basically, if you upgrade them with the minesweeper before getting the bazookas, they will keep the minesweeper icon instead of the bazookas. Thusly, your opponent can't just easily see on the team it has it. Actually has to sort of pay a bit further attention. So that's a sneaky way of hiding out. You got bazookas there, sneaky way, and that basically gives Proxy Fox now the 8 here with the Stewart. He's also flying with a mortar for some artillery support versus Caesar and the 2nd SS. Caesar here responding with a Puma, which will certainly hurt his tech. They could have, tried pushing out for schwer panzered quarters, maybe get out Panzer IV reasonably fast. And instead he responds with a Puma, the 234-2, which we actually haven't seen in some time here on the channel. Catch the cannon for the off guard, but then moving straight into Panzerfaust range. Good hit there on the rear of it. Got another Panzerfaust there from Fritz. Stewart almost down. We got the cannon setting up. Got the 234-2 up there just about as it does to go down, meaning he's just pretty much wasted. Oh, no, he gets beyond the effective range. And the mine bar has been swept up from under the welcome mat there as well. So he might still need the Puma there. Schwer very much level hiding out there. Puma down the eastern side. We got Mortar on the MD-34 in the restaurant. Folks, they also in a bit of a tricky position. And once more hitting the cutoff point there. Caesar is relentless. Got the Puma rolling down. They need to be careful about anti-tank rough grenades. Gets the Stewart, but gets within effective range of an anti-tank rough grenade again. Brandhandgranate burning up the church there. Looks like he will be able to escape with the Puma there, away from Proxy Fox, and annihilation at the hands of the 5th Armoured Division. The 234-2, aka the Puma, was one of, well, overall 3 variants made up besides the original sort of version of the 234 armoured car. This one with a 50mm turret. But the later ones would either have a 75mm cannon in a sort of more fixed state, or a 75mm Pak 40. Because they're actually worried about the Puma crews would be too adventurous. And so they rather decide to downgrade away from that sort of more sort of supporting elements there, besides for the ones with the equipped with the 2cm cannon instead. Or auto cannon. So a little fun fact there about that. Now the Brandhandgranate is scavenged from Caesar all of a sudden. Curious choice. They still need to get the schwer panzered quarters as fast as possible. Jäger's doing with the cannon. Almost got the mortar crew actually. Almost got it. And there you go. Mortar crew annihilated. You can't quite rush it in. Denied to Proxy Fox. Though you shouldn't be using the Puma like it's attacking. In fact, again, that's the thing they're worried about. They used the Puma for. Hence why they stopped doing it. And then Caesar does it. Steel Punish good advance, got pressure up the eastern side there again. Caesar overall not devolving too much attention to the centre of the map, for example. Very good work there. Got his eyes on the rest of the map. They're very good versus Proxy Fox. He's going to need to pull back the machine gun and get a heal reinforced. And we get a Spare Punch scores up as well here. Very good, sehr good. Grabbing points here. Further fun fact about the Puma, the turret itself plus the gun was actually from another product. That was the Leopard reconnaissance tank, which was scrapped. And so instead they sort of carried over the turret to the 234 there and sort of made the Puma armored car out of that. Little fun fact. Troops healing reinforcing. Schwerer Panzer quarters up. You could go for some orbital. I'm likely going to try and set up for a Panzer IV or a Panther, which would definitely be the stronger choice there. So Proxy Fox is yet to take up, though he has been denied a lot of fuel consistently here by Caesar, so it's obvious he hasn't been able to take up very fast. Instead he's bringing up a lot of anti-tank guns, so that way set up a formidable anti-tank front for Caesar to deal with. Very nasty there, very, very nasty. Digging in there on the fuel point as well. Caesar maintaining map control, allowing Proxy Fox by now to have the center there because, well, he doesn't get any fuel from it. So Caesar there, I think, certainly has got the map priority straight, whereas Proxy Fox, I think, is overall committing too many resources towards this without, you know, gaining what really matters long term. It's definitely allowing Caesar there to quickly push ahead there if he's not careful. But he is finally getting out some BARs for the rifle, increasing their firepower better. There's Krauts streaming forward with assault rifles, scoped G43s and whatnot. We've also got the Puma there creeping ahead, trying to snipe some Americans with a set running into an anti-tank front. On the eastern side, we got some skirmishing as well. Whoops, went a bit too far there, my apologies. But the rifle there, behind German cover, getting attacked there by two squads, should be able to flush it out. We can see that overall what Proxy Fox is doing is just trying to prevent Caesar from actually getting access to the eastern fuel at the very least. If he can't get it right away, he can ensure that Caesar just doesn't immediately get access to it and usage from it. Meanwhile, though, Proxy Fox being pushed away from the centre, again overall ceding control of the rest of the map, the base allows then Caesar to attack, you know, the centre of the map from a lot of angles. So in that regard, it means Proxy Fox's defence is a bit less coherent when again he sort of has to form what basically amounts to a salient there. So Proxy Fox, I think, needs to sort of change his overall tactical approach here versus Caesar because he's making it very easy for Caesar to just gain control of the map there against Proxy Fox. Proxy Fox and then actually Progan's are taking up, but he's probably keeping his finger down reserve in case he needs to get armor company and roll up tank destroyers right away to counter Caesar. Very nice position. MU-34 there stops Proxy Fox infantry assaults. Cold. Ooh, smokescreen. Very good though. Certainly would have been nice if he sort of reduced more actively here against Caesar's defenses, but still smoking up. In this case, it allows him to get his forces away rather than sort of push ahead. In the east, we got the Puma versus the Resistance, the bazookas. You could easily push them into the barrels and cart there to just fire several rockets at the Puma. Caesar going for Obersoldaten, hardened German infantry, veterans of the 3rd Panzer, 2nd SS, Panzerdivision Das Reich. Rifle moving up there, westwards with the BAR. Resistance pulling into heavy cover there, but they can moistly bombard the Puma with their bazookas. There you go, several good hits on the Puma. In the west, we got Steel Panther being swarmed by the rifle and BARs, forcing them away. Orbits on there, almost done now for Caesar. In the centre, we got rifle being suppressed, pushing forward here, but that's the Spare Panther quarters pretty much stopping them dead. And here we got a mine going off. Proxy Fox encountering severe resistance here from Caesar at every corner. Every avenue. Every bistro. Smoke's in against the MD-34, but overall not lacking enough force to really pull through even with it, so it doesn't end up doing too much there for Proxy Fox. It's great he's using smoke, but his smoke usage just needs to be worked on, but obviously again that just doesn't require using smoke a lot in the first place, and so just more naturally do it, and then naturally do it better. And that's another important thing to keep in mind about just, getting better at companies to an extent. It's just about playing the game a lot, so you just can sort of do certain things more automatically. So you can sort of think more about the other things on a higher level. Rifleman setting out there. Anti-tank gets setting about. We got Orbison moving in here. Captain fighting away. Sending up BARs in the Captain. A bit of a miss there by Proxy Fox. Captain only benefits a lot from BARs. MD-34 there. Orbital done with an MD-34 as well. They're just hammering away at the Captain. Rather than they're catching the forces off guard. And we could see a wipe there. Could see a wipe. Oh! Caesar caught off guard, then a full wipe full is going to be executed in a matter of moments here as Proxy Fox's BAR brigands push forward. And now the Orbs on their forced to defend here. Geballte Ladnung. Right into the midst of it, though, causes several casualties, including the local architecture has to lay down its life in defense of the Fatherland. Rather than need to retreat. Up close there was the Orbison. Oh, never mind. Oh, Orbison got wiped. It was so close. They're so close. Oh, that was quite costly there for Caesar. Quite costly. And for some reason, the MD-34 force floating in midair. Rifle flanking behind here. But that was quite a blow there to Caesar. 2 infantry squads lost. And he didn't get a single weapon return. You can see the Caesar's pushing for the Panther. Panzerkampfwagen 5, certainly a more robust choice there. It's going to make it harder there for Proxy Fox to make use of armor. He's certainly not tanked up. And he's going for heavy cavalry there. 5th Armor, maybe receiving support from the 3rd Armor Division, which was really the only division to receive Pershing tanks as a fun fact. Since never really a lot arrived to mainland Europe before the war was over. Puma falling back there, anti-tank and abandoned. Looking a bit rough there for Proxy Fox. Needs to be careful. They finally upgrade the Captain there with BARs. And secures the anti-tank gun there, the M1. Makes it points wise. We also got a lead there for Caesar. Proxy Fox needs to change things up. It could consider a Ranger Squad down the road there, so make it a lot harder for Caesar to fight against him. Modifying the center there. And there you go. Panther out here for Caesar. Panzerkampfwagen 5. MG-34, they're firing at the Rifle and mortar firing support there as well. Bit of push towards Caesar. But overall, Proxy Fox struggling there with the fuel since he never gains long-term control of the fuel points. He's still, I feel, focusing too much on the center of the map there, where Caesar's keeping good control of the the resources. So we can see that Proxy Fox out is back some towards the west there. Good mine goes off. Good mining there ruled by Caesar. 2 thumbs up there. Continued pressure there against still feels a bit light. Panther moving up there. Painted up machine gun almost ready here for the Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. As it storms forward its Maschinengewehren. There you go, getting flanked here by anti-tank. It seems to be careful about that and getting too close to the anti-tank rifle grenades then. Damaged engine, but shot there bounces off the 80mm of sloped Kupsteel. Put there secured. Anti-tank guns hanging back. Proxy Fox getting very close to the Pershing. We can actually at this point just consider calling in a Ranger Squad, just some more elite infantry to challenge some of Caesar's forces. But Caesar's actually beginning to lose more infantry. He's down to just 2 Volksgrenadier squads plus a Jäger squad and a Sturmpioneer squad. More Obersoldaten would be a bad choice, but I suppose also more Jägers could have out here for Caesar and the 2nd SS. And there you go, Schwerpanzer calls within range of the anti-tank guns. Proxy Fox is about destroying it, opening up the corp on there to harassment again. Very good work there, keeping the anti-tank gun also covered there with the riflemen, spotting ahead. Anti-tank is in this case struggling, and that's the thing to you, man, when you attack ground with anti-tank guns, their accuracy drops markedly. So, That can certainly make it harder there to sort of use attack ground. It's also one of the reasons why it's actually just a good thing to use smoke on them, even if they can attack ground through the smoke. Them having to use attack ground drops the accuracy of the anti-tank guns notably. Panther taking a few hits. Got to take aim now available there for Proxy Fox. Panther taking quite a few bit of hits there, need to pull back. Another penetrating hit on the Panther's frontal armor. Bit of skirmishing in the east, folks, versus Captain. Captain's losing out. Caesar there. Infantry beginning to struggle. That also means that Proxy Fox now has more of the initiative since he still has all of his infantry. That's a very important distinction there to keep in mind, by the way. Proxy Fox still has it. We see that Caesar's trying to fill out the gaps with Volksgrenadiers, but there's a lot of upgraded rifles with BARs. Unupgraded Volksgrenadiers don't quite cut it. In that regard, he needs to sort of rely on, say, Obersoldaten or Jägers or something else. And now he can't get Obersoldaten because his Schwerpanzer is taken down there with the anti-tank guns. Calling up an Ostman instead to sort of help deal with the infantry. Bold up, but as this is happening, we can see that Proxy Fox calling up the M26 Pershing. Central point secured. And there you go, Pershing sends those forces running. We got the Puma there, we got the Ostwind. Panther on the other hand is in dire need of repairs, see for Caesar and the 2nd SS. Which pretty much means that Proxy Fox now has more or less control of the map here. Because Caesar doesn't have enough infantry, and anti-tank support is also limited since it's currently, to say, a large extent centered around the Panther. He's going to need more of a Kettenwerfers long term, but he also needs more infantry. So in that regard, Caesar in a bit of a nasty spot, in particular because he also lost his MG34. And that's sort of one of the challenges of the Oberkommanders longer term. Like, if you can keep your infantry alive for long term, again, they'll be really good. But the problem is, if you then begin losing infantry squads and your opponent maintains his veterancy, you're quickly falling very far behind. And that's sort of the issue right now for Caesar. In particular, with the loss of the Schwerpanzer Corps, which one he can't bring up, you know, the more veteran Obersoldaten and essentially sort of just straight up better Obersoldaten in many ways. But there you go, Kemp setting up right in negative cover, right in front of Pershing. Poor setup, made it very easy for the Pershing to blow it to bits. Who moves in, but no chance. We got the Panther moving up there, good penetrating on the Pershing. Recruiting like Kettenwerfer with Volksgrenadiers, but they're easy targets for the Riflemen. Also, Panther should have been ordered to only find infantry. We got MG34 supporting the Riflemen here, suppressing the Volksgrenadiers. Puma moving up. Pretty bad engagement here for Caesar. Pretty bad engagement for Caesar. Trying to engage now, but Proxy Fox is strongest. And the results are unsurprisingly not pretty. Instead of flanking, he's now charging force with the Ostwind, straight to double anti-tank guns. The results are horrific there on the Flak Panther. Now moves hit with the Panther as well. It's a Panther, not a Tiger Ace. And with that, his Panther is looking very doomed. There we go, kaput. Taking out an anti-tank rifle by the looks of it, or something else. Either way, that was a very expensive engagement there for Caesar. Very expensive engagement. Quite good though for Proxy Fox. And all of a sudden, the overall sort of situation with the game there's been flipped on its head. Caesar, who's been always much in control, has now lost the control. And has a very hard time, I think, or at least potentially hard time getting back into it. I mean, now Proxy Fox got a lot of infantry, a lot of veteran infantry with BARs, machine guns, mortars, anti-tank guns, Captain, and of course the Pershing, and Caesar's got a Puma and an Ostwind and a few anti-tank weapons. And a few Volksgrenadiers. So the trick is, what does Caesar do now here versus Proxy Fox? What are his options? Well, nothing hugely impressive. I mean, he could go for more Pumas. The problem is the Pumas just rubbish versus the Pershing. He could try and go for the Battle Group headquarters, then try and move for King Tiger, but the thing is, King Tiger's going to take ages, and that's sort of the issue here. Most of Caesar's options now are going to take ages. And he's barely getting any resources. So it's not really frightfully feasible. I mean, his best option is actually go for a lot of Kedden efforts and some more Jaegers probably to try and put you there against the Proxy Fox, and overall try to avoid attacking head on into where the anti-tank guns are ready. You should at least try to first, find the anti-tank guns, then neutralize them before moving in. But that's clearly not happening here. Pulling back the Flak Panther, fixing up the Puma there, troops reinforcing, healing. Proxy Fox at this point could just begin taking up, going for medium armor to support his Pershing. Fox in the east push back with the riflemen with their BARs, their Browning automatic rifles. And the Flak Panzer has gotten 4 kills off against Proxy Fox. Who's anticipating in the next move here in the east, which is in fact the correct anticipation there. In this case, the foliage there helps the Ostman get some good hits off on the rifleman with its 37mm flak. But overall, not good. But he's bringing up there more Kedden, that is good. It does is good. And there you go, the anti-tank dropping the Ostman, taking down to half health in a matter of seconds. Got the Captain flanking behind. Ooh, close one there. Sturmpioneer nearby. Need to fix up the Flak Pants on the west here. We got forced to push back the riflemen. Other squad retreating. Puma good to go though for Caesar. And the 2nd SS Panzerdivision Das Reich. And he's gone for heavy cavalry, but besides the Pershing, he hasn't actually used the doctrines. I have to describe that as honestly a bit weak there by Proxy Fox. He could be laying down sandbags, mines, calling in rangers, doing a lot more than just, using it for the Pershing. Granted, Caesar could also be doing a bit more with his. I think he has used at least infiltration grenades, the Jaegers obviously, and the Ostman. So in that regard, he does get a few more points than the doctrinal usage scale compared to Proxy Fox. Quick grenade, there's a Proxy Fox up his infantry, very good. Sturmpioneer under fire from the Pershing, got the Kedden setting up, Puma supporting, and there you go. 3 rockets at the Pershing, only the Kedden for penetrating, there you go, Puma straight to the anti-tank and supporting the Pershing, and the Puma goes down in a blaze of glory, mostly flames and smoke. Also blocking the line of sight of the anti-tanks, they actually get off many hits on the Pershing's retreats. We got the anti-tanks that are being flankable here by the Ostman pushing in now aggressively, still got the MD-34 supporting. Kenworth moving ahead. Pershing still being repaired, but Caesar certainly there going in. Got one of the anti-tank guns, very good. And we got the Pershing arrives, all troops that are being suppressed, forces being annihilated inside the house, down to just 1 man holding the entire building. Up north, the Ken saying lost. There you go, Panzerfaust off the Pershing, almost taking out the Ken moving in to deal with it. Forces retreating, right from the Pershing, gets wiped here by the riflemen supporting the Pershing. And there you go, both anti-tank guns are now gone, but the problem is so is most of Caesar's force. A Kenworth wiped out, Ostman almost down as well. MD-34 just keeps suppressed, we've got riflemen flanking in there, more riflemen moving in there, sweeping through the orchard, through the ditches. Pershing actually goes down there, impressively enough, but at this point just too late for Caesar. Too little too late. About to lose the Ostman there. And the Flak Panzer goes down. A bloody loss for Caesar. A bloody loss for the 2nd SS. We got a 2nd Flak Panzer on the run. We got Volkskonings Jaegers. Sturmpioneer just laying down the law. Or the 3rd Reich. Which turns out to not have very much of a jurisdiction here by now. Rather than there being pursued by the Flak Panzer, shown all over for Proxy Fox. Victory points down to 60 for Caesar.
Points. I say again, Germans have 50 points left.
50 points left. Ostman moving about. Artillery called down by the Major to block the victory point. Sneaky. Sneaky, yet clever there by Proxy Fox. 30 points left. Anti-tank, they get some hits in the Ostwind. Anti-tank rifle grenade off.
Tank support is
And
here.
there goes Sherman out for Proxy Fox and the 5th Armoured Division here. As the Flak Panzer crippled tries to get away here from some nasty Yankees. But he's just too late there. 15 points left. He's finally able to get some of the victory points, but the Christians wouldn't matter. 9 points left.
10 points remaining.
So tank grenade off there. 6 points left. 4. 3. Almost got the 1 there. 2. And contests. And that's going to be GG then. There you go, game over. A loss for Caesar, a loss for the 2nd SS, a victory for Proxy Fox and the 5th Armoured Division. A brutal battle in many ways. Caesar remains in good map control early on, but rather some unfortunate unit loss against specifically wipes that rather caused the game to shift against Caesar, since he's struggling to actually, make good for those losses. Again, that's what the thing with the Fultz Grenadier is, get the veterans from the early game, good, but you have to suddenly replace them up against very veteran infantry, and they suddenly drop sharply in their combat efficiency. And the problem is that then Caesar only had a single orbital squad, never got more than that, because the Schwer punted quarters, while able to cover the car pump, was also in a very exposed position, got destroyed, preventing Caesar then from getting up better infantry, also getting any more armour out. And of course the questions would be, should have been actually gone for the Panther, it would have great versus the armour, obviously great was the Pershing, but it could have got Panther fart, they could have pressured the infantry better to sort of help make up for the lack of infantry otherwise. So it's a bit of sort of complicated situation for Caesar, and certainly highlight some of the weaknesses there of the Oberkommando West. They can sort of get a good early advantage, but they can struggle to maintain it, and particularly once the wipes begin getting in, it can very quickly crumble for the Oberkommando West, and I think was sort of the situation that Caesar was in. More mines here and there I think would have benefited him though, and I think more attempts at flanking Proxy Fox from a certain point on. In that regard, Caesar at times though just relied on brute force, maybe a bit too confident there versus Proxy Fox, and Proxy Fox was able to take advantage of it. Doctrine, I'm also not entirely sure if that was the right one for Caesar. As for Proxy Fox, could have done better to use Doctrine, struggled there early because he focused so much in the centre, not enough on the resources on the sides. But I would say Proxy Fox will mantle his units of preservation much better than Caesar, will allow him to get back into the fight, slowly but surely, and then punish Caesar for any mistakes made. So overall, good play there. So thank you all for joining in. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe to the friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and find some feedback in the comment section. And of course, a big thanks to all my Patreon supporters, with which this episode would have not been possible. So thank you all, and see you all tomorrow for another Sunday episode. Bye.